Hey, welcome to Reaching Out with Them. Hey, baby. Hey, um, folks. The title of the show is "Rise Up." Rise up and look inside of yourself. And when you look inside of yourself, what you want to do is ask yourself, have you been fair to have you been fair to people? Have you done everything in your community? Have you done everything in your job? Have you done everything in your household? Have you done everything so that you can have a good death? In order to have a good death, you have to have a good life. Having a good life doesn't necessarily equate having a lot of money or having a good job, or it's meaning doing those things that are necessitated in your community so that you can feel good when you lay down and die. There's so many people in our community that and when I say our community, I'm talking about the community. I don't care what city you are in and you're watching this podcast. You're in a community, whether it's in Alabama, Mississippi, California, Georgia, or the Ukraine. Doesn't matter where you are. Have you done everything in your community? When you go out and you see folk, when people look at you, are they afraid of you? Are they afraid that you're going to shoot them? Are they afraid that you're going to do something to them that's going to change their quality of life? Are they afraid that you're going to rob them? Or are they afraid that you're going to put them in jail? Are they afraid that you're going to do something to hurt not only them, but hurt the community? Or when you go places, only those people that I call bougie folks, whether they black, white, yellow, green, bougie folks are the people that are supposedly being positions of power and authority. When you go out and y'all scratch each other's ass and you look at each other and you talk to each other, do you feel good about that? Do you feel good about where you are? Now you know now. A lot of people are always talking about God this and God that. So if you really believe in God, do you think God gonna be mocked? You think God is fooled? If you're like doing somebody a favor, you're in a position of authority, you're doing somebody a favor, or you're in a position of authority and you're not following the law. Now understand that the law will work as long as you take nepotism out of it, favoritism out of it, who you are and what you are, or because I don't like you. We got to take I don't like you out of it. There's no way anyone should still be dealing with a case in any city or any county 5 years or 6 years, whether it's civil or criminal. If it's a case that's going on that long, if it's civil, then there's something wrong with that. And if it's criminal, somebody done something wrong. Now, we have laws in this country that will work for us if we take all those things out of it. So again, I'm going to ask you, if you rise up and look inside of yourself, what will you see? How is it that you can have a friend today and that person is not your friend tomorrow? How is it that you're okay with a person today and not okay with that person tomorrow? How is it that you can be so angry at a person that you'll do everything you can to try to hurt that person, destroy that person and everything that person loves? How is it? And you can lay down and you can have a good death. We'll talk more about this later. Q, what is it that you want to talk about? It was something in the news about XX. You know, I ain't gonna say it's right. XXX 1000.
This man said XXX 1000. It's XXX Tentacion.
Yeah.
The guys in that were charged for his death, I guess they got
With killing him, they were found guilty.
they were found
All
guilty.
three.
Yeah,
And that's
because
four
one of them
people.
snitched.
Yeah. Yeah, there's four of them all together.
That's why I said one of them snitched and all three of them got found, and the other three got found guilty.
So they'll probably get what, maybe the death penalty or life without parole, while the person
Yeah.
cooperated with the government will get less time than them.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
really kind of got a problem with that, Q. And the reason why I have a problem with that, if the government has to make a deal with somebody to tell on someone, or whether it's the truth or not the truth, I hate what happened to Triple X, Station, or 1000. Either way, I have a problem when people go and the government use informants and things like that and make deals with informant. If a person break the law then I'm on the side of the law. And then if the law says that they can be favorable to a person, then okay, do so. But it appears that if a group of people do something, the first one make the deal is the one get less time or no time.
Hmm.
That's the information I'm receiving. This here affected 5 people lives because it extension.
Just say on for it. Just say.
Well, Josh say, well, how about Triple X?
Or
Yeah,
just say would be better.
Josh say, well, y'all know what I'm talking
His
about.
real name is Jase, but just say Jase. Or, yeah.
Well, it affected his family because they lost a son, and that's sad. And then those 4 young men, they have children, they have family. This family is going to be impacted. So when we make choices, we need to make choices that's going to be good choices. Again, rise up and look inside of yourself. And basically, what I'm talking about, Q, when I say that, I'm talking about people's in authority, like your mayors, like your governors, your representatives. What's so good about being the first black person to be mayor, or the first black person to be governor, the first black person to be anything? Folks, can y'all out there in podcast land tell me what's good about that? And the reason why I'm saying that, if you go back and look at the track record of the first of these people, a lot of them end up going to prison because they got in there thinking that I got the keys to the store now, so I can do what I want to do. I can do what my white counterpart did or has been doing or allegedly has been doing for the last however long, whether it's the last 50 years, 40 years, or 100 years, however long they've been an entity. But it's not so. But then again, of other black people voting for black people just because we are so shallow. We are shallow as a race of people. We support people and we vote for people just because of the color of their skin, or because we like them, or because we feel good about them. Damn it, you're hurting your community. What is that person gonna bring to the table? What is that person gonna bring to the table? What is it that person Bland has to brag about? He does. He has a lot of things he can brag about. Now, one thing he did, he brought more black people to work with the city of Meridian than any other mayor that I know of, especially in administrative position. He did do that. However, he micromanaged everybody. And he had the most corrupt administration since Reconstruction. Percy Bland was an atrocious mayor. He was horrible. He used his office to enrich himself and enrich his cronies. He did not give the most qualified person the job. If the person wasn't going to follow lockstep in place and do what he wanted them to do, and he wasn't going to give them the job. One thing I can say about Lieutenant Jacks, and Lieutenant Jacks should have been the chief of police in Meridian a long time ago. Very, very qualified. Now she's running for, I think, coroner, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I think she'd be good at that if she did that. One thing I say about Lieutenant Jacks, Rita Jacks, is that anything that she chooses to do, she's going to do so very, very, very well. She's highly educated. She has a master's degree. So she's one of the most educated individuals with Meridian Police Department, something where they trying to terminate her, and she has a lawsuit in there. Again, it's got to be something wrong when you would bring a person out of retirement and give them a job, and you have qualified people that are there. You have what you call going up the chain of command, but you also have the same thing they call it seniority, and based on not based on merit, based on education, based on qualification, based on all these things. When you don't look at all those things, then you have a civil service board that's there, but only there at the to do the wishes of the mayor or do the wishes of whomever, but not following them. If they follow the policies of the civil service board, they have policies, they have ordinances. City have ordinances that's based on state law, that's based on federal law. So if they was to follow those policies and those procedures, we wouldn't have the problems that we're having in the city of Meridian. Wouldn't even be in a lawsuit. Detective Van would not have a lawsuit. He would be a stellar officer, lieutenant, probably with the Meridian Police Department. And Lieutenant Jacks would not be Lieutenant Jacks trying to be terminated. And then here's the thing of it is, we used to play this story, and I'm gonna get back to you. We used to do this thing when I was in about the 4th or 5th grade, and we would tell somebody something, and it would go around. The teacher would write something on a piece of paper. And by the time it and she, the first person would read it and tell the second person. By the time it got all the way around to everybody in the classroom, it was lost in translation. Something totally different was said. And I said that to say this: if we use the policies, if we hire the most qualified people, then a lot of things that's taking place would not be taking place. See, when you tell a lie, you got to keep on lying. And another thing, see, one thing that God said, and this is not a religious program, but one thing God said is that the truth bears witness to itself, meaning that it stands the test of time. You don't have to remember the truth. You can remember it gonna stand the test of time. You can ask me my children's name 100 years from now. If I'm still alive, I'll be able to tell you because it's the truth. But if you ask me the lie I told when I was 7 years old, I don't remember. If you ask me the lie I told yesterday, I don't remember. Yes, I do. You heard Two Bell saying, "Bro, did you lie yesterday?" That's the reason why I can remember, because I didn't, and that's the truth. See, the truth bears witness to itself, but lie change from story to story. Just like that, passing the word around to all the students in the classroom, lost in translation. You get lost in translation. See, the city Meridian has to defend itself against its bad dealing. It abuse of authority. It has to defend itself against misuse of a government procedure. It has to defend itself for not putting the most qualified personnel. So there's a lack in supervision. So if there's a lack in supervision, somebody has to be held accountable. Where's this money come from? We can't just keep printing money, borrowing money, and creating bonds, putting a burden on people that are not here. The United States, along with other Western societies, has been deindustrialized. Do you know what I mean by that, folks? Meaning that there's no industry being created in America. They sent that shit to China and other Asian countries. Everything is being built in other countries. Reason why, look at the car lots around here. You don't see any cars around anywhere, not on new car dealers, because of the chip shortage. Because during COVID, everything shut down. And guess who make all the chips? China makes everything. Everything's made in China somewhere in that area. And it's sad that how we gonna fix this? We gonna have to get rid of all them rascals. We gonna have to clean house, folks. We're gonna have to clean house. Get your feelings out of this shit and rise up above your feelings. Instead of being subjected to your personal feelings, rise up out of your feelings. Become objective. We gotta rise up, folks. We gotta rise up and clean out. Yes, I like you, but you're not qualified for that job. Yes, I like you, but you should not have that job because you practice favoritism. Yes, I like you, but you're not a qualified. You can barely read and write. My son said something, and it's an old idiom. If the shoe fit, wear it, damn it. But how about we can enunciate from a different perspective? If you feel some kind of way because I'm speaking in the manner that I'm speaking, then it must be that I'm talking about you. Or maybe it's a self-indictment, because I've been indicted before. And I'm not talking about from the county or from the state. I'm talking about a self-revelation. When I looked inside of myself and saw certain things and realized certain things, realized I was wrong. I realized that I had to go through a complete metamorphosis, that I had to change. At my age, I want to have a good death. In order to have a good death, everything that I love and care about has to be okay. I can't feel like that I've done you wrong. I can't feel like that I've done anyone wrong. I can't lay down and go to sleep at night. If I have a friend and I did something wrong to that friend, I need to straighten that up. If I have a brother that I wrong, if I have a neighbor that I wrong, I gotta straighten that up, because I do have a conscience. Maybe that's the God that's in me. If you have stifled yourself so that you don't have that God in you, that your conscience don't bother you, or either you're so egotistical that you don't numb yourself to your inner thoughts, to your feeling the way your mama brought you up and her mama. They don't play that shit. We got it wrong, folks. We got it wrong bad. We have destroyed ourselves. If you look at the United States with the deindustrialization, meaning there's no industry being created in America, and well, they can't continue to fight the Ukrainians. They're not making anything in America. They done send all the stuff to China. I mean, the military industrial complex, this is just where a group of people continue to enrich themselves by creating wars. And the Ukrainian war between Russia is actually a proxy war against Russia by the Western nation. That's Great Britain, that's France, that's England, that's the UK, that's America, Canada, the Western countries fighting a proxy war against Russia, and they can't maintain it. They have spent over $100 million last year, the US has. Getting ready to send them another $50 billion. Did I say 100 million? Over 100 billion, folk. That's a lot of money when you go out on the streets and you look and you see people don't have anywhere to stay, nowhere to live. And you see people can't pay light bill, water bill. They talking about cutting Social Security, raising the age up. Look what they doing in France, went from 62 to 64, just so they can fight a proxy war just to continue to enrich a few people. We need to tar and feather those people, folks, and get their ass up out of there. We need to turn the thing over to the Terry Rogers II. We need to turn it over to KQ. We need to turn it over to them and their peers. But how about their mothers and their fathers? How about we dismiss them? When I'm talking about I'm talking about black folk. See, white folk, they're the ones in a position of power and authority. They're the one with all the money because they created and make the money system along with the Jewish community. These are white folk. Israel. This is a white country. This is a white European country that does anything they want to do. Look at them people. Y'all Google it. Go look at them. They whiter than white. You in Africa, you in that sun, and you whiter than white because they're not indigenous to that area. They're not supposed to be there. In 1946, they are 47. In May of 46, I think it was, of 47, they took and created a country called Israel in order to substantiate the Bible so they can justify all the things they do, get you to turn the other cheek while they rob and steal and do everything. If you go back and look at everybody talking about Jesus and God and the righteous and wrong, they're either a whoremonger, they got a baby outside of the marriage, they're homosexual, or they're doing some other atrocious thing, or they're stealing everything they can. Why would the Republican Party even get behind Donald Trump if he breaking the law? You ain't getting behind me if I break the law. You go to the courtroom every day and you sit in there and you enacting laws and edicts, and you gonna get behind a criminal? You making deals for power and authority, but folks, those people, like the man that broke his hip or fell or whatever, they too old to be there. They should have been went home. They only thing they're doing, they're staying there till they die. They're like pulling guard duty, just like those soldiers in England that stand out there and can't say anything. They're pulling guard duty. They're controlling the money and the power until they die, and they put somebody else in there to continue to do the same thing to your detriment. They ain't doing nothing for you. It's like that on a national level, local level, everywhere. Look at it. There's no way we could ever be better than what we are until we clean house. We got to rise up. Man, everybody in the state of Mississippi, black, white, yellow, and green, should be getting behind Terry Rogers II because he's only 18 years old and trying to make a difference. He's not a radical like me. Shit, you don't want me to go in there. I'm going to clean shit. I'm going to go in there kicking ass and taking names and clean it. I don't give a damn, and lock it up in court. I don't care. I'll bring all the soldiers home to America. I'll put an Iron Dome up like they got in Israel. Israel has to have an Iron Dome up over it. This here's a dome. This here to shoot everything down because they are an alien. It's like if you was to take, say if you got a bone transplant, you got a heart transplant. That's not your heart. You got a liver transplant. That's not your liver. It is alien to your body. You have to be on anti-rejection medicine for the rest of your life. Israel is not supposed to be there. So they have to have that Iron Dome, all those things, that this force field that shoot missiles down to come in there, just like we would have to take anti-rejection medicine for the rest of our life if we get any kind of organ transplanted into our body, even though it's the same blood type. It's still your body will immediately attack it and destroy it because it's a foreign body. That's what Israel is over there in the Pakistani. The Palestinians got it from Africa. If you go back and go way back in your history, all that stuff over there is Africa. And it's always about money. So in their greed, taking like Peavy, Hartley Peavy in Meridian, Mississippi, in his greed, stop making guitars. Fender, stop making guitars. The United States don't make anything. Your Chevrolet, all this stuff is made somewhere else. Hoover Vacuum Clean, not even owned by America. These are things. GE, not owned by America anymore. They sent everything, either sold it out because of greed. These people have so much money they'll never spend. I just go straight to the source, folks. When I buy something, I buy from Alabama. Rarely do I get something from Amazon.com. And that guy out that owns Alabama owns the Brooklyn Center. I think I'm saying it right. And the Brooklyn Nets, or whatever they call themselves, that basketball team, and all other things. He owns so much of America. So how is it you're going to vilify people? See, it's just like a husband or a wife fighting. How can the wife fight the husband or the husband fight the wife? Or how can if the person, you understand what I'm saying? It's just unnatural. And so we done kind of mess things up in how we've done things in America and in the Black community. And we don't vote. Lord, lo and behold, KQ and her peers do not, well, KQ does, but her peers just will not vote. How about let's go a generation ahead of her? Will not vote. How about let's go another generation? Will not vote. How about let's go another generation? Dying off. Dying off, folks. The people that are doing the voting are people that are 60, 70, 80 years old. In the 50s, 40s, 30s, and 20s, they're not voting. When they do rise up and vote, you get a good mayor to come in there like the mayor in Birmingham. Whitfield, I think his name is. And you know, I want to take this time out too and just talk about Common Nexus. I have a son that's going to graduate. His name is Des Moines Maximilian, call him Max Holt. He graduated May the 6th. What I neglected to tell you guys last week, and he's going to get his Bachelor's of Science. Now, I don't know, but I'm thinking that he will be the first person on his mother's side of the family to get a BA, a bachelor's degree. May have a first cousin that got some kind of degree. I think his name is Keelan. The Common Nexus, Keelan dad owns a body shop, and Keelan mom is not a Baylor. So my son, well, she's not a Baylor. So to my knowledge now, it might be others. I don't know all the Baylor family. My son is related to the Baylors, and he would be the first person in his family on that Baylor side, in my opinion, if my research is correct. If it's not, I'll correct it. And to get a bachelor's degree, and that's quite an undertaking. He'll be he won't be my first child to get a degree, but he'll be the first one to get a bachelor's degree. Tracy's right neck to neck on him. She get her bachelor's degree that's Tracy Holt. She get her bachelor's degree in December. And she's already accepted into the master's program and has already started it. So she'll be the first to get a master's degree in the Holt family, besides myself. And you know, I got to be proud. Then I have a daughter named Arizona Holt. Now, let me tell you about Arizona. Arizona just made E6. Well, she had it months ago, and she just finished the training for it. But Arizona got E6. Listen to me now. In less than 6 years. I never heard of that. Even when I was in the military, during the Vietnam War, they didn't promote that fast unless it was on the battlefield. It shows how smart she is and how well she's doing. Arizona also finishes and get her bachelor's degree. Also, she get hers, if I'm not mistaken, December. But I have a daughter that's young, and I want to take out and I want to read. I want to read this here to you. When you talk about legacies, what are you leaving behind? You got to leave behind more than saying I was the first black justice court judge, or I was the first black uh this, or I was the second that, or I was the first black mayor. So as the first black mayor, what is your legacy? Is it corrupt or criminal? As the first black judge, is it corrupt or criminal? If it is good, that's good. Then you're leaving your legacy behind. You know, it can't be just bragging rights, talking about this and talking about that. Um, E6 is like sergeant, staff sergeant in the United States Army, and the kind of job she has to have a top secret clearance for what she does. Um, I and my daughter Tracy has a very good income, and I have another daughter, Katara. Katara has a very good income. When I say good income, I think I'm saying it right when I say like six figures or something like that, and that's good. And you know, I'm proud of them. And I got to talk about my daughter Jada. My daughter Jada is 17, and she'll graduate. She graduated, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this past December. She finished school. She's already taken college courses already. She's a member of the National Beta Club. She's a member of the National Society of High School Students. She's also a member of the Student Government Association at Hillcrest High School. Her GPA is 3.8. That's her overall GPA from school, high school period. She's making all A's now. She has been accepted at Alabama A&M College, University of South Alabama, UAH, that's University of Alabama Huntsville, University of Alabama at Birmingham, Troy State, Stillman University, Tuskegee University, and Shelter State. And the reason why I'm talking about here, because I can imagine yeah, for any of my children, look, I'm proud of all of my children. My love is unconditional, and it's just how it is with me. And but when they do what I did, and they do what the plan I laid out for them, it makes me really, really, really proud. And I got to tell y'all, this is the Alabama A&M. That's Alabama Agriculture and Mining College. They are going to pay my daughter $20,000 per year to go there. So she's gonna get her bachelor's from Alabama A&M College. She already has a pen out. She's gonna get a degree in science, biology, and she's going to be a doctor. And she's already got something where she's accepted at UAB. She's doing pre-med at UAB like in about 2 years or something like that. But either way, I just can't tell y'all how proud I am for all of my children for what they're doing, how they're rising up. And I gotta say this, the common nexus to all of them is, except for Max and Jada, they have the same mom, but everybody else have different mom. But the common nexus, folks, is me. Damn it, I'm all on dad. And I am, fuck, I'm a genius. I don't mind telling you, not just in one thing, so many things. And I have all the degrees. and I was the first one in my family to do that. And I have a niece that's a lawyer, and that's my sister. See, when you start talking about you a Holt, and let me tell you something, you really got to know my pedigree. I'm a blue blood Holt. I'm a Holt. My dad's a Holt. His dad's a Holt. We go all the way back to slavery. I can take my family all the way back to slavery, back to the Civil War, on both sides of it. And so I know my bloodline. I am a proud Holt. And I'm proud of my children that they're carrying on the family tradition. I used to think I was different because I was always thinking, I was always figuring things out. I used to think, well, I was the painted bird. I'm different. Not so damn different. Once I got to meet my folks, shit, I realized I'm just carrying on my family tradition. And I'm proud to say that I'm doing the same thing and my family is doing that. And folks, I got to tell y'all this. It's one thing is that I am really proud of my family. Oh boy, do I have family. I got a daughter, boy, I love her so much. Hey, Aaliyah. I mean, I am really proud of my family. And I can't say I love this one more than that one. I'm like the leprechaun. I love all my gold coins the same. I can't stand for nothing to happen to one of them. It's a song. It's a group out called Chapel Heart. My little daughter Araya said, "Daddy, listen at this song." My daughter Rhea played this song for me, And Candace, if you can you play that song? Or we no, we ain't gonna do that. I want you guys to go listen at it. It's called Daddy Do. Daddy Do. I want y'all to listen at that song. I want y'all to give me y'all comments on this song. Daddy Do. I tell you folks, I'm a daddy do. I'm that daddy that does. Now, even if you had a daddy that did, some daddies did, and look, I'm gonna say this to you guys: don't judge your dad and don't judge your mom, because everybody do what they can do. But my daughter Jada's gonna sing that song for me on Father's Day, Daddy Do, at the Greater Mount Hermon Baptist Church. And I told her to invite her siblings there. So I want my children to come to the Greater Mount Hermon Church on Father's Day. And this here, now look, now I might be dead the day after Father's Day. I hope not. But if I am, it ain't nothing like I can be laying there dead saying, hey, I sure hate I'm dead. Boy, Lord, Lord, Lord. I done left my family. But one thing I can say is that I want to create a lasting memory. You guys are creating a lasting legacy. I live forever on you. And right now, I'm going to let Q talk for a minute. Q, I want you to talk for a minute. I don't care what you talk about. You can kind of tell whatever. But I'm fixing to do a little reading. Then we come back. We're going to read your comments, and then I'm going to close out the show. I think I talked about quite a bit, and I talked about enough. Q, come in.
I don't really have nothing to talk about. I mean, we could just go to break. No, I'm just playing. I really don't have nothing to talk about, so I don't even know why he so. I don't understand why he put me up here. Cause I mean, like, what? I mean, we could just go ahead and read the comments.
Okay, well, go ahead on and read the comments. One thing I can say is
Come
that
here, Lonnie.
we had this thing, um, we all grieve in a certain kind of way. We all grieve a certain way. We deal with grief different kind of ways, and folks, I can tell you is that for me to grieve and certain things trigger me missing my daughter, Korea. Um, I and anybody that lost a child, um, my condolences to you and my sympathy go out to you. I hope if you're going through what I'm going through, I know it's rough on you and things like that. And so it doesn't take much sometimes to trigger. I can tell you that the name of the church I wanted to talk about that we went to last was Starlight Baptist Church, for that preacher to be there. And I can tell you I had a real good time. And I do. I play guitar. Y'all can kind of see it behind me. Y'all see that guitar right there? That's in my guitar in the case that I play very silent. But that guitar right there, George gave me that guitar. That's a that's a very expensive guitar. He gave it to me, and I really appreciate George giving that guitar to me. It don't look like much, folks. I promise you. It look like a little $2 guitar, but it's baby, and I'm gonna keep it in my family. I just want to thank George. George is like a brother to me. We kind of been there for each other, When he need me, I need him. We kind of been there for each other. Been knowing each other a long time. I appreciate him. But I'm fitting. Q, are you ready to read those comments? I don't know what Q doing. She, you gonna get fired.
I'm
Go
gonna get
ahead.
fired. Tell him, say no, 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 no.
No, 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 no,
I love my family.
no.
Okay, you done said it.
No.
Tell everybody, hey, say hey.
Say hey. Say hey. Say hey, everybody. Say hey. You say hey. Stop saying she. Say hey, everybody.
The comments.
Yeah, the comments. Let's see. Fred said good evening. Ariel Carter.
What's up, bro?
Ariel.
Slow down, baby. Hold up. When you read the comments, he said good evening. Can I respond to him?
Okay.
Yeah, let me respond to any comments. Fred, good evening. Fred is my brother. I can tell y'all that. Fred, I want to tell you this. I really appreciate you. You're my brother from another mother. It's like I've been knowing y'all my life, and I just really appreciate you. And good evening to you and your family. Hope your parents are doing well.
Ariel Carter and Jada said hey.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up, Carl? No, but Carter got my middle name, Carter Greyhound. He was the one that his head was hurting last week, and he really was. He had a migraine. It's sad when our young folks have a migraine. Q, you know that's the food. That's the food.
Mm,
All them chemicals in food, all that growth hormones and stuff like that.
yeah.
We're going to grow out. Q, we're going to have a garden when we build our house and we start on it. We're going to have a garden, and you're going to be the one to drive the tractor.
Oh,
Go ahead. Oh, yeah. Hey, Rhea. And who else?
Jada.
Jada. Oh yeah, Jada. Jada, you got to let us send you a link one day because Jada's really got her head on straight. Jada, you keep your foot on the neck of your younger siblings so they can do everything that you're doing.
Um. And then William McNeil said, "I totally agree, big bro." I don't know who that is, but okay.
Big Mac, what's up, man? What's up? He's right. And I gotta say this about Big Mac, Coach Mac. He also come from the hood. He come from the project, come from poverty, and he rose up. He rose up like cream and got his education and went from the high school to Lamar and has his own business, man. I'm real proud of him. But anytime a person does well, you gotta let the people know that. And he loved his community, and he always want Meridian to be all it can be.
My mama said, "Hey."
What up, mother-in-law?
LaDonna said, "Hey."
Hey, Donna. How's my grandson?
Jada said her official graduation date is May 19th.
We
Let's see.
Jada,
And
you wearing? Go ahead.
then,
Go ahead.
and then LaDonna said, "I could say that he is a very hands-on father and a great grandfather. Whenever anybody in his family needs him, he is there. Kareem was a spoiled one. That's his angel that's looking at him smiling."
Yeah. I want to say this is that my daughter, when she graduates, she gonna have 3 ropes on. She gonna have a Beta Club card, honor card, and an honor medallion. So that's good. I
Roger,
had so many. Hold up, let me tell my story. Too bad, don't get started, bro. Don't get started. Too bad I can't help it. I had so many badges on me. They thought I was a 5-star general, and that's my story. Go ahead, baby. Too bad, so don't do that, bro.
Roger Hearn said, "Beautiful, strong, Mr. Ed. I pray that you find peace. Be strong." He meant be strong.
What's up, Roger? You know, I've seen Roger since he was a little baby. I've been knowing him just that long. Watch him grow. Thanks for watching.
That's it.
Keep telling people something before we go.
Well, all I gotta say is tune in next week. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell all of them.
Thank you, Q. And folks, I was watching it, and Korea was my angel, but Jada's my angel. Aria's my angel. Trace is my angel and my princess. And when I say that my angel and my princess, so is Katara, so is Aaliyah, so is Arizona, so is Melanie, and so is Candace. Those are my queens and my princes and my heart. All my children, my little boys, I love them all. Carter and Cody. I mean, Max. You know, I can just go on. Tay, Zay, Tarius, and Tarius, son, I miss you. And I can't wait till you come home. Daddy gonna do all he can to help you be okay, so that you don't have to go where anytime a child end up incarcerated or dead, parents look at themselves and see what is it that they did or didn't do. And so I can't say that I'm above. I feel blameless when it comes to career. I feel I get mad about that. I do. And I don't like that my son Tarius had to do so much time. He just was made poor choices, folks. And he got so much time. You know, my son been locked up now probably about 5 years. I don't know. But he didn't get to see Korea funeral, and they didn't, and that's sad. He didn't get to go to Korea's funeral, maybe because of COVID or for whatever reason. But he'll have, the peace and folks. They gave him 20 years, folks, for $20. Time he went to prison, he stayed in there almost 11 years for $18. That's some bullshit, folks. That's some bullshit. It's sometimes we got to do what Andy Griffin say and not go so much by the law, but by the heart and by what's right. And that shit ain't right. But because you don't like, I got a son now that's locked up. He's supposed to got out. Thursday. He didn't get out. The judge gonna review Tuesday. Judge Martin gonna review Tuesday. Say this to you, Judge Martin. You mad at me about something? Talk to me about that. Men talk to men. But when you talk to me, don't talk to me out of the side of your face. Talk to me straight up and don't use your power and authority to try to incarcerate me or charge me with contempt of court. Don't leave my children alone. You ain't never done anybody else like that. If you recuse yourself on me, why didn't you recuse yourself on my son? That's a fair question. What's your legacy gonna be? You think I don't know? I know everything you done did. I know every time you got mad. Ain't nobody perfect. Everybody make mistakes. I ain't never told private conversation between me and you. And I never will. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you for listening.